Good morning. Today we're going behind the scenes with the digital Drumline project. And if you haven't seen this yet, well, you should totally go watch it. Link is in the description. For this project, I had to edit over 1,000 clips. Now, there were a total of 931 clips submitted by viewers, but I had to create another 141 clips within the project, creating a total of 1,072 clips, shattering my previous record of 222 from the My Hurts 2 video. I mean, that's what it says in the title, so it's gotta be true. It's totally not 140 something. Yeah, no one's gonna go check. You won't do it. In this video, I will talk about how I created this massive project and figuring out how long this process actually took. Okay, so step number 1 is to download these videos, which I am actually doing this exact process right now for the EMC Cypher 2020 videos. I think there's over 100 of these in here, so thank you for everyone who participated. But that's not what we're doing right now. So I want to figure out how long this took, so I'm going to use this online stopwatch here, and ready, set, and start. Okay, so we're going to search for hashtag digital Drumline project. Okay, and then we have to filter it by order of upload date because the relevance constantly changes, so you want to go by the date uploaded so I don't miss any of these. We're going to scroll all the way down. There are 373 of these, so this takes a second. Scrolling. Compose a comment if you see your video as I'm scrolling through here. Okay, we're at the bottom. Okay, first post was by Sean Furr. Good job, you were first. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna pause it, copy that URL, go into this sketchy freaking website here. It's y2mate.com. There's all these weird ads. No, I don't want to meet pretty Asian women right now. Okay, this converts, takes about like 20 seconds, and we download it, and then that was it. All right, stop. 1 minute and 14 seconds. So I had to do that 373 times. Okay, so the next step here is to import these videos into Final Cut Pro, which is my editing software. And also we have to try as hard as possible to stay organized, because yeah, there's a crap ton of videos. We gotta make sure we keep track of them all. 3, 2, 1, here we go. Okay, we're going back to Sean's video. I'm going to copy his name, and go to the download folder, put his name right at the beginning so I know who the heck's video that is. Then we're going to go to Final Cut Pro. I made a little testing library here to show exactly what I'm doing. I'm going to put it into the event and transcode media, create, optimize, and proxy media. 44 seconds. And remember, I had to do that 373 times. Okay, the next step is to make cuts on all the clips and organize them into certain project folders. 3, 2, 1, go. So I'm going to drag Sean's video down here into the timeline. Okay, I'm going to cut a few seconds before it and a few seconds after it. And I'm going to see what the heck he's actually playing. Okay, this is a snare solo. So I'm going to come up here, File, New, Project. And I'll explain all this in a second. Here's a snare solo 01. Copy this, paste it in here, and that's all for that. 42 seconds times 373 videos. Okay, so a quick rundown of how Final Cut works. So you have your library, which the library I'm in now is Digital Drumline Project number 2. I think I screwed something up in the first one, so I just created a new one. And then within that you have your project folders, and then within the project folders you have your individual video clips. I had to create 4 to I think 8 videos per project. You can see this one here, just a random one I clicked. This one has 4 people in it. There was a few that you can see like the numbers, like I'm missing number 47. Because some people used the vertical video, which takes up less space, so I would fish out other vertical video people. Yeah, this took quite a lot of thought and a lot of time. So now I'm giving a shout out to the 2 people who wore my custom merchandise in their videos. Okay, we got up here in Troop March B project number 20. We've got the Chickens and Demons shirt here. And then down in project number 31, we got the tenor drum design, but in hoodie form. That is legendary. And because this dude has such an epic custom hoodie, I am going to use his project group, Troop B project number 31, to show how I did this. So everyone who happened to be put in Troop B project 31, you're gonna get some extra screen time right here. So you better thank this dude for being such a legend. So okay, this particular project has 6 videos in it, and if they were all horizontal videos, there would only be 4, but 3 of these are vertical, and 3 vertical videos fits in the space that 1 horizontal video fits. Okay, so finally we're at the process that takes actual skill, not just mindless downloading and saving. We're gonna layer all 6 of these videos, shrink them down, and fit them all on the screen. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. First thing we're gonna do, I'm gonna grab a color solid, space that out so that this timeline doesn't shift on us. And then we're gonna layer all 6 of these on top of each other. Okay, and then so my computer doesn't freak out, we're gonna take the opacity here and put it at 0 so we don't see the video. All we see is the waves of the audio, because that's all we need right now. So I'm gonna go to the bottom one here. Did this dude tap himself off? What's going on? Yeah, he tapped himself off. Alright there. So this is the actual start of it. So you got the 5-stroke roll, and then right there is the first note. So we're gonna line up everybody's first note. This gets a little tricky because the tenors, you can see this guy has a tenor pad, so obviously he's playing the tenor part. The tenors do not have the 5-stroke roll, and if anyone was playing bass drum part, then they do not have it either. So this guy's got a snare, he plays the 5-stroke roll, line up that first note. Okay, then from here I'm gonna maximize all this so I can see really, really well. You can see some of these videos are a whole lot louder than others, so we're gonna, I think custom hoodie needs to come down a little, because when you can see it up in the yellow like that, that means it's spiked out. Okay, then we're just gonna try to play it and see what happens. Alright, then I'll usually stop right on that note, because that is another big unison. Digga-digga-ga! And I'll just check again to see where everyone's at. Alright, they look pretty good. Might need to come that way. Yeah, there's a keyboard shortcut just to move things over 1/100th of a second. I made very good use of that. Okay, so let's start this back here, see how this sounds. That sounds kind of worse. Let's start this flam accent, see what's going on. Alright, cool, yeah, it sounds pretty good. Once again, not 100% perfect, but very close. So, what I'm going to do now is going to make a mass cut to make sure they all start at the same time and stop at the same time. And then we're going to bring the opacity back up on everyone, and we're going to layer these videos. So I'm going to shrink this down to 49%. And I like 49 instead of 50 because then it'll leave a little bit of room in between each video. Cool, let's see if we can play all 6 of these. Yep, looks good to me. And then we're gonna select all and we're gonna group these together into a compound clip. So it's not a whole bunch of different videos, now it's all just combined into one, and then if I want to edit it, I just double click and then go in there to edit it. Okay, that took 7 minutes and 37 seconds, and I had to do that 124 times. Okay, so then when I get 4 of these projects done, as you can see I have this one I just did is test number 1, you got test number 2, test number 3, and test number 4. By the way, people who did split screen videos, I gave you your own whole quadrant. Like this dude in the Rolling Stone shirt here, he did all 5 bass drums, the snare, and the tenor. So for his effort, he only gets minimized half as much as everyone else. Okay, so I'm gonna put all 4 of these projects into one other project. Now this is basically the same exact process as before, just a little bit tougher because remember all these videos are layered and they're a little bit dirty, so I gotta be real careful putting this mass amount of videos all together, because if I'm slightly off then it's just gonna be really bad. 3, 2, 1, start! Okay, new project. We will call this Troop B Final 01. Then I'm just gonna copy paste all of these 4 different projects into this project. Okay, it's pretty close. I think some of the snares are off, so let's check it. Okay, this is giving me some trouble here, so sometimes when that happens, I will just select the top 2 and take them out, and then just go one by one from the bottom. So we'll try just get these 2 together. Okay, that's probably the closest we are going to get with that. Now remember, this is just, everybody playing this is just kind of interpreting it their own way. Nobody can hear each other, they're just listening to the recording with the click, so obviously it's not going to be perfect. Okay, then we do the same exact thing we did before, we shrink it down to 49%. Okay, we can see if the preview will work. This is a lot of videos all at once, and also the screen recording going on might slow this down, but let's see if Final Cut can keep up. Okay, not really. A lot of them are cutting in and out, but I know that based on the audio waves that they are correct, so then we will select all, save this as a compound clip. Okay, we were pretty close to the other clip, because this one was 7 minutes 41 seconds, and there were 43 of these final projects. Okay, so now we're going to create one of these gigantic split screens with all of the project videos as shown at the very end of the digital drumline project. So the order of this was on a loop. It was snare feature, troop B, tenor feature, troop B again, bass feature, troop C. So that's a total of 5 different gigantic split screen projects, but I'm going to count the Troop B as 2 projects because it was twice as many videos. So I'm going to recreate the bass drum solo. As you can see here, I have all 7 of these split screens in their respective project folders. 3, 2, 1, here we go. Okay, so we're going to start by creating a new project. Bass solo all. Okay, and this is pretty much exactly the same thing I did for the last part, it's just there's 7 videos now instead of 4. Alright, cool, that's probably the closest we're gonna get. So, now we gotta adjust the videos. We're gonna go down to 33% because there are 7 of these, so we're gonna do like the 9-man split screen. Okay, let's see if Final Cut can play all of these videos. Probably won't be able to. Let's see what happens. Okay, it's like cutting in and out, but it looks fine. And the last thing we gotta do is add the title. Make that nice and big. Center it. Okay, and then we just gotta cut it to make everything the same length. Okay, and then save another compound clip, bass solo all clip. Okay, 10 minutes and 17 seconds to make the massive clip. Okay, and the final and last step to all of this is to drag all of these final project videos onto the timeline. Now there are 43 main project videos, and then there are the 5 massive project videos, so 48 of these total. So I created a project main timeline. I put 1 video in because this one needs no editing, the very first one, and then we're gonna see how long it takes to put the second one in. So the first rep is, this is Troop March B, the very first one, and then we have the first snare solo. 3, 2, 1, here we go. Copy, paste, drag it down. Yeah, this process is like pretty easy. All we have to do is make sure that first clip lines up and leads into the second clip. So that took 2 minutes and 9 seconds, and I had to do that 48 times. Okay, so that was all the time spent editing. I'm also going to include the 4 hours it took me to make the click tracks, 6 hours to make and edit the Learn the Beats tutorial, and the 4 hours it took to render and upload and make adjustments to the final product. Bringing the total time in to a whopping 54 hours, 34 minutes, and 25 seconds, creating this 10-minute video. And even though this was insanely repetitive and kind of made me go insane, I had fun doing this. I don't know, maybe I'm just a weirdo, but I do enjoy the time spent figuring out all this crap. It's very entertaining to me. And I got this whole thing done in about 2.5 weeks. So I basically had a 3rd full-time job doing this for that time. Because, you know, I have my full-time job in the Marine Corps, I also do YouTube full-time, and then I had this. Good thing I don't have a social life, or else that would have suffered. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please don't forget to click that subscribe button, ring that Liberty Bell, and click that like button. And also consider buying a custom t-shirt such as this one. I will leave that link in the description. And have a good morning.